Hello everyone, today is May 4th, 2013, and this is the market overview. We're going to start with the monthly euro and take a look at what's going on. As you can see, we're still in the same pattern. Alligator price bars are in the alligator's mouth and very difficult to trade. When we go to the daily chart, we will also see the same. It's been a little bit rocky through here as this market's trying to figure out which way it's going to go next. There's a good possibility it can head back up to that top at 137 and then back down in this long-term correction. So we're really just following the market. If you're trading on a smaller time frame, we're looking at a 240 or possibly a 60-minute chart. But this has been a bit difficult where the price action is. So if you're trying to avoid some of the whipsaws, you may want to use some of the outer fractals that we have here and try to stay out of it and catch the next move. Next market we're going to take a look at is the Canadian dollar. If I can type the right contract in. Okay, so on Canadian dollar we can see that this has been quite a significant move that we had starting back on September, and it finished down here on the bottom around March. Now let's go up a time frame and see what we're looking at. So when we go up to the weekly time frame, it's clear that we are in a larger degree correction. So we're finding that the price bars are coming in and out of the mouth of these range-bound market from the 104 area to, of course, the lowest here, about 93. So it is possible we could have another low to finish this around the 94 area. But again, we are not 100% sure that is the count. We're going to follow our signals regardless and see where the market takes us. The next one, Australian dollar. This is another weekly chart. Just want to show you when these weekly charts are in the mouth, when we go to the daily chart, it's going to be very difficult trading. This is what you're going to see. So if you're trying to trade a market that's looking like this, go up one time frame. Find out what the bigger picture is. If the bigger picture is in a correction or intertwining with the alligator's mouth, it's going to be more difficult on the daily. So I would suggest you look for some other markets to trade in the meantime. So here we do have a fractal on the outside and a further out fractal here on the sell side. That's all the opportunity we have right now. And again, if you don't trade position trades, you may want to look intraday. Next market we're going to take a look at the British pound. Now the British pound had a beautiful third wave move down of some degree here on the peak of the AO. We had a 1-1 divergent bar, BDB, with great angulation. Look at the distance between the green line and the top of that price bar. So both of these BDBs here on the bottom had very good angulation. So we're looking from the distance of the green to the top of that price bar. The further away they are, the better the angulation. So as you can see in this move, it gets further, further, and the furthest distance here. So that would have been, of course, the best place to exit your position and even a stop and reverse. Currently, if you're long in this market, we don't know how far this one's going to go, so probably either a green line stop here or you may want to come back with a trailing stop a few bars back and give it some room. But you have had enough consecutive bars that you could put a stop in one of these lows here and lock in a little bit of profit. Next market we're going to take a look at is gold. And of course gold surprised everyone. We had that big huge move last Friday, a little bit over Sunday and Monday. And then we've seen the market has retraced back up again. So when we're looking at this picture here on the gold, let's go up to a larger time frame and give you a little bit larger outlook. And we can see if this was the top of a 3, we had an A, B, and it looks like we have finally reached the C wave. Now, there is a good possibility of one more leg down for C. I'm not sure if this is the complete 5 waves. So if we have one more low, don't be surprised, but we have met the minimum requirements of what we need for this correction to be over. So back to the daily chart, again, if this is the bottom of 3 of whatever that C is, then 4, and we may have one more move down. But there was a divergent bar on the bottom with great angulation, good place to take profit, or even stop and reverse. So if you're not in this market right now, we're using outer fractals to get in and the furthest fractal on the sell side. If you're trading an intraday chart, then you will have better positions to get in or earlier positions to get in, but be careful when the price action is in the mouth. That is when most traders lose the most amount of money. In the corrections, we want to trade cautiously and conservatively. As traders, we get paid to sit and do nothing. Remember that. There are times that being in the market is more profitable, or being out of the market is more profitable than being in the market. Next, we're going to look at silver. Now, of course, the margins on gold and silver have jumped up hugely, so it may have pushed you out of the silver market or even the E-mini. If so, gold will still be there and will still be able to trade. So if we're looking at this chart, again, the same type of action on silver. We have a bottom, gone up into the correction. We had a divergent bar, and there's possibly one more low. We're going to pull up the weekly chart and give you that same picture. So we had a top of a 3, an A, a very strange B, and it looks like we have 5 waves down for C, and we've retraced over half of the movement up, or 50% of this last up move in 3. So again, we've met the requirements, possibility of one more low, but after that, we will be looking for these markets to take off for the next wave up. Next market we're going to take a look at is going to be soybeans. Now, soybeans on the weekly chart, this is a weekly, notice we're in the mouth, and look at this correction. So of course, when we go to our daily chart, what are we going to see? Quite a mess. So this is the mess that we see on the weekly. And this is the large correction after we've had of these big moves. So it's maybe very pertinent for you to use outer fractals here and try to avoid this noise on the inside, or go to an intraday chart and trade the smaller time frame to catch the moves and be able to get out, especially using these divergent bars. Divergent bars in the grains are very important, and they typically will turn a market, especially in corrections when they have some angulation like this. So soybeans may not be the best market right now as far as opportunity, but there should be some coming when this correction is over. And let's see, the next market we're going to take a look at, let's just choose one randomly for you today. Let's go to sugar. And sugar has had a long, interesting move in and out of the mouth, in and out of the mouth, very difficult to trade. Again, let's go up to this weekly chart and see what the larger time frame is telling us. Very interesting pattern, not very clear. You can see in and out, but we look how close these price bars are to the alligator. Very close. AO is close to 0. I would say this market doesn't have the best opportunity right now. We might want to look at some other markets. And with that said, let's take a look at crude. Crude on the weekly chart, another very corrective market, and look how the price action is intertwining. You know, this is key. If you see this on the weekly chart, you know the daily chart's going to be more difficult. It doesn't mean that if you're trading badly that you're not a good trader. It means that we're in a difficult period of the market. This is the time to be conservative or look for other areas to trade. So on the daily chart, this is what we've seen represented on the weekly chart. In and out, in and out. Now, there have been divergent bars on almost every top. This was the only one that didn't have one, and bottom. But you can see there's a large range, very volatile right now. So if you're not an experienced trader, it may not be the best market for you. If you are, we're looking at the outer fractals. Of course, you can always go to the smaller time frames. The 240 chart has been beautiful for crude. As you can see, these moves, very nice moves outside the alligator, good divergent bars for exit. So you may want to consider looking at the 4-hour chart or something smaller to be able to take advantage of what moves are going on. Next market we're going to take a look at is going to be the S&P. E-mini S&P, of course, we've had beautiful moves. Let's go back to the daily first. And we can see that this trend actually started back in November. And we've had a few drops here, but you can see that this has been a steady, nice move. Price bars are completely outside the alligator's mouth. We had a fractal buy that was hit. Currently, we've taken out previous highs, so if you're looking for a stop, I would probably lock in profits somewhere in these last 2 bars or the green line. We don't have any sign that this is quite over, but we do have multiple divergences, so we will be paying attention. At some point, there's going to be a retracement. And of course, it could be a large retracement. We don't know, but we want to follow the charts, not the news. Enjoy your trading. Do want to let you all know that there's going to be a new phone number for our office starting this week. The new phone number is 760-652-4578. So that's all for this month. May all that you wish for be the least that you receive.